with COVID-19 around us, here's what we need to think about. We need to think about how things sometimes seem impossible until we do them, and then we realize they're actually not impossible anymore. So things that seem impossible until they're not, right? So at the moment, my focus is on mental health professionals in private practice and encouraging them to offer a service to their clients that can be accessed online or by phone. Now, there's a lot of confusion about how this can be done, a lot of confusion about whether or not clients can get government support through Medicare rebates and so on. I'm not going to go into that here because it's a bit convoluted, but the point for all business owners, the point is we need to start thinking creatively and flexibly so that we can move forward in the current climate. Just be mindful. You're feeling a bit anxious, feeling a bit nervous, a bit overwhelmed, and it's really easy to get way ahead of ourselves. So thinking about, how am I going to cope in my business if our doors are closed for 6 months? We haven't closed your doors yet. So let's just take it one day at a time. Let's just look at today. Let's then just look at tomorrow. But, and this is where having a CEO hat that you can put on from time to time comes in really handy, because you do want an eye on the future, but not a frightened eye. You want a wise eye. Now, psychologists who are trained in a certain treatment modality known as DBT might have heard of the phrase wise mind. And having a wise mind, you don't have to be just old and grey and have seen all the battles of the world to exercise wise mind. It's about recognising that sometimes we're driven by emotion and that's appropriate. Sometimes we're driven by rationality and that's appropriate. But we can get stuck in one or the other of those. If we're stuck in fear and not able to see the way ahead clearly, or if we're stuck in overthinking and not able to take action because we're stuck in all the what ifs and the pros and the cons and all of those lists that we interminably make. Wise mind is that sliver in the middle where the two intersect. You can acknowledge the fear that's driving you towards action. You can acknowledge the rational mind that is asking you to just hit the pause button for a minute, and you can see through the crack to a middle ground where you are, okay, I'm needing to take action because these are uncertain times and they're making me anxious, but I don't want to get stuck in inaction through all the overthinking because that's only going to make me feel worse. I need to be calm, I need to be focused, I need to see beyond where I am right now, but base my action on what is going on right now, base my fear levels on what is going on right now. Now that sounds a bit confusing when I put it like that, right? What I'm talking about is spend a minute thinking about 6 months ahead or 12 months ahead. What do I want my business to look like then? Don't worry about catastrophizing what may or may not be happening then. Think about, what do I want my business to look like then? Do I want to have a flourishing online arm to my business so I'm a bit more future-proofed if this happens again? Right, then that's where today comes into it. Start actioning that vision now. So you'll hear lots of people talking about get creative, get flexible, get online. I'm always encouraging you to do that. I'm always encouraging you to speak to your audience, to let them get to know, like, and trust you, to become familiar with you as a human being, to be the human face of your business. So I was inspired. I've been rattling around in my head all day today. I've just been out in the park with my dog Miles, and he, might I say, is not exercising social distancing right now. None of the dogs in the park are. They are definitely exercising social lick everyone to death dogs. They're leaving the humans alone. Interesting, hey? And then I came back to my apartment and there's a parcel for me, which I will share with you. Some of you will recognise the name Canva. So I must admit that I am occasionally a Canva junkie. And if you see the photo posts that I share online regularly, they're designed in Canva. I have no affiliation with Canva. It's just an easy platform that I like to play with. And I have just recently ordered myself some business cards. I actually didn't have any business cards specific to my business coaching. Now, how naughty of me is that? Nothing to hand around when I'm socially distancing myself from people. So I, of course, designed these before the current situation, and they've arrived today. And when I opened the box, check this out, and it was just a beautiful message. So I'm going to open the box and look what it says. I hope that's not backwards. It probably is. Actually, I'm sure it is. It says, it always seems impossible until it's done. So I want you thinking about that, plus a little thank you card. I want you thinking about that. It always seems impossible until it's done. Getting your business online might seem more than you can cope with right now. It might seem impossible. But the reality is, you can do it. You know, a colleague of mine in Hobart, a psychologist colleague of mine in my practice, she has an online Pilates class and has had for months. This isn't a new thing that she's implementing out of panic. There's a market for it. One of the acting schools for kids that I'm aware of has just taken all of their classes online and will no doubt into the future continue to offer an online service. So don't make assumptions. There's a couple of assumptions that people are falling for or tripping over at the moment. One, assuming there is no online element to what you do. Find the online element. It might be that I was talking to a friend of mine this morning who's a photographer. I said, you could be running classes for people on how to take better photographs. You could do that online. There's lots of knowledge that she has that would be so valuable to so many people. If she wanted to, she could take that online. So think about what elements of your knowledge, elements of your business you could take online. Some of that please offer as a free gimme to the community to help people feel connected, to help people have something to enjoy, to help people learn something. But don't sell yourself short. If you can convert part of your business to an online business offering a service, you'll find a market for it. You just have to get the message out there consistently, persistently, comprehensively. Get familiar with being online, get comfortable with being online. I've been banging on about that for a very long time now. And we have reached a point in time where we felt it was impossible that we would be ever in a position where this conversation would be happening. But we are here. We are here. We are in the situation where we need to be thinking about what elements of our business can we convert to an online platform. People are, encouraged to work from home if they can. How do they do that? Through technology. So, online meetings via platforms like Zoom and others who, it makes the world feel closer. It takes geographical boundaries out of the equation. You can develop your business to suddenly become something far bigger than it is now simply by removing the geographical boundaries that a face-to-face in-room service requires of you. Your hospitality, in the hospitality industry, how can you do your hospitality service online? Teach people to cook. Run cooking schools. You might hate teaching people to cook, but you might love cooking. Just do it with a camera. You're only talking to one person. There could be 70,000 people watching, mind you, but you are only talking to one person. That's the mentality. You're talking to your favorite person in the world who wants to know exactly everything that you've got to share. And some of that will be in a business element or in a business framework, whether it's business to business or business to customer. So it might seem impossible now, but I know that a lot of you are already afraid of what's going to happen to your business down the track if we have a lockdown, if we have sustained disruption, if we have if. Stop worrying about the ifs. Just start putting it into action now. Start thinking today creatively. Start being flexible. Convert that anxious energy into creative energy. Start exercising that wise mind perspective, finding the balance in between your rational what-if catastrophic thinking. Well, I've just contradicted myself there, but you know what I mean, the overthinking part of your brain and the emotional fear-driven part of your brain. Start looking for that bit between the cracks where the wise mind can see a way forward and start taking action on that. I'm going to keep popping in over the coming days. You know, I'm always talking. I'm literally full stop should have been the end of that sentence. I am always talking, but I will be bringing ideas to you as they come to mind. I'll be sharing some tips and strategies with you as they come to mind. So the very first tip I want you to really think hard about is just practice talking to your camera. Practice taking videos. Practice talking to your phone. Practice. I've got one of my kids and my dog in the room. I'm not fussed. I don't have my phone on a tripod this morning. I'm not fussed. I'm interested in you and your business making its way through this maelstrom of stress and worry that we've all got around us, let alone concerns about our own health. So practice talking to your phone. Practice taking photographs of things around you and sharing them online. Practice doing all of those things. Practice coming up with a funny thing. So the funniest thing yesterday, someone had created a sock puppet eating cars as they drove past their window. Ridiculously silly. The person was in isolation. They'd done it to entertain themselves. They made a video of it. They shared it, and it made my day. Made me laugh out loud. Making you laugh out loud too, isn't it? So don't be afraid to be silly. Don't be afraid to have fun. Don't be afraid to fluff your words. Don't be afraid to have a child burst in the room and mess with your mojo. It doesn't matter. The point is you must start to take action today. You must start taking action now. Not out of fear, out of wise thinking. The landscape we run our businesses in is changing. The online world is opening up for those who are willing to step in and offer their services, their knowledge, their ideas, their programs, their courses in an online platform to reach more people, to serve more people, to do more good for our community as a whole. And I think collectively we are going to be part of a generation of massive change. And as a business owner and entrepreneur, I love that. I love the excitement that comes with that. I wish I could just magic away the pain and the fear and the illness that is why we are here. But the fact that we have this opportunity to change how we do things, to reach more people, to share more knowledge, to be more approachable, to get to know each other better through online platforms, that's got to be a positive. If we're looking for one, I think that's it. So, thank you for joining me live. I will be live with you at various points throughout the days ahead. Follow my page, follow my YouTube channel, follow my Instagram, follow my Twitter, follow all the things. If you're not sure where to find me, if you're watching me live, you've found me on Facebook. Keep following me on Facebook. If you're watching me in a pre-recorded video some other place like LinkedIn, make sure you're following me on that other platform too. Because I don't want you to miss out, because as I bring the ideas to the table, I love it for us to have some conversation. So down the track, there's going to be some Q&A stuff happening. There's going to be all sorts of things going forward to get those juices flowing, because I want all of us to come through this healthy, happy, more connected as a society, more connected as business professionals, and inspired. Like, how awesome could that be? So let's kick coronavirus's butt in the process and get clever as well, and get creative about how we go forward from here. Have a fabulous afternoon. I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.